2 years ago, we got the first glimpse of Riot's tactical shooter. And just 12 months later, we launched the VALORANT Champions Tour globally. All of that brought us to Berlin, where 16 of the top teams competed to call themselves the best in the world. And for a team that was not afforded the spotlight or the chance at both Masters Reykjavik and Berlin, they had the only thing that mattered: trust in each other. It is our distinct honor to crown our inaugural VCT Champions. Give it up for Acend! It has been a long and arduous journey over the last 12 months for all of our teams. But the 5 players standing on this stage showed the grit and tenacity required of a champion, finding their form in just the right moments to overcome incredible opponents. It started in the group stage, where they fought their way through the upper bracket to earn the first seed in the knockouts. And then from there, they dispatched an unpredictable Team Secret before putting on a display of dominance against Team Liquid. But nothing can eclipse this best-of-5 5-game final, where they were pushed to the absolute limit. And as I turn back to our first ever champions here in Valorant, Starxo, you know I'm coming to you first, my dude. You tweeted out yesterday. You said that if someone had told you just 12 months ago that a team of quote-unquote basically 5 no-names made it to the finals, you would have laughed out loud. Well, not only did you make it, you won the damn thing. So what do you want to do now? You want to laugh? You want to cry? You want to scream? Where are you at, my dude?
I don't know. I literally have zero emotions in myself. It still didn't get to me. Like the last round on split was like, it's 5 versus 1. I'm like, what's the next map? I wanted to ask already because I thought we were still playing, you know, it's like 2-2 or something. But now it's slowly getting to me that I'm standing here, it's in front of me. I don't know, I wanted to say thank you to my insane teammates because without them, we wouldn't be here.
An absolutely insane effort by an incredible team. How's the trophy? Does it live up to expectation? Is it heavy? How does it feel in your hand?
Yes, I mean, I'm pretty strong, man.
Well, naturally, yes, of course.
It's pretty cool, pretty cool.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, cNed, I want to come to you next because within that same tweet, Starxo said something else that I think has been a sentiment for a lot of the people around the world. cNed and friends, right? That was the storyline around this team. I want to get your opinion on this team, the makeup of it, what makes you guys great, and ultimately the development of this roster over this year that brought you to this championship.
You're the carry. I mean, this tournament is the proof of it's not cNed and friends, because I didn't even perform well, and my teammates carried me in some games. Thank you.
It was all a bait.
My bro right there, that's broadcast ready. I love it.
Nothing to say, everyone. I'm happy, and thanks to all my teammates.
Hey, much deserved by all of you. Please. All right, from there, I'm going to jump over to Kiles. Kiles, overcome by emotion there at the end. Come on, talk to me.
Last time I cried, it was 20 years ago, maybe. So I don't know what happened, but I just couldn't stop. I don't know.
Happy tears, though? Happy tears?
Of course, of course.
All right, well, let's talk about this then. You guys had a really interesting run through this tourney. You dropped the very first map that you played against VALORANT, yes. And then you won every single map until you made it to this best of 5. Yes. But your opponents here in Gambit pushed you the entire distance. We had an overtime. This series had everything. So how do you reflect on the journey, what it took for you guys to get from group stage day 1 to holding this trophy?
It's a constant evolution of the team. Like, we came here, we were shaky. Everybody knows that. Everybody saw that, but we lost. We came back, we won. It's like constant pressure on us, and we were evolving game after game in this tournament.
Let's talk a little bit more about that,
story of this team.
This idea that people maybe underestimated you, right? It's been an interesting storyline to track. With those 2-0s kind of across the board, it felt like Acend was flying under the radar and maybe under-respected coming into this final. For yourself, though, talk to me about that adversity that you had to overcome. And now how it feels to know that you're not going to be underestimated anymore. You're the first world champions ever. You got a target on your back.
I mean, it just feels amazing. Like, we've always had our ups and downs. We just peaked Masters 1 where we won it online. We like in the first Open qualifiers, like we lost to, you know, like teams that back then we didn't feel like losing to, and, you know, like coming all the way up here, it's just I'm just speechless. I feel like the whole team has done so much work. They have came over so many different situations, hard situations, and I totally feel like like we totally deserve it. We've been pushing ourselves to the absolute limit for the last 9 months, and I can't be more than happy to say like all the results just came to this.
More than deserved, to say the least. And as you talk about what you had to overcome and the changes that you went through, let's talk about one of those changes, one of the newest additions, Zeek, my dude. How's it feeling? You jump onto this squad and boom, you're a world champion.
I don't know, peak of my life. What can I do? What can I say? I have no idea, I just joined this. I had high expectations. Didn't have an expectation of, just winning a world championship. Like, who would have? It's insane to me. Like, we were so shaky at the beginning, and then, after the rematch against VivoKid, we just played out of our minds. We are just like the best team in the world. Like, what can I say?
It's inarguable. It is absolutely inarguable at this point. You guys are the best team in the world, and you individually put yourself on a map like you haven't been before with your performance on this tournament. As a duelist, absolutely popping off time and time again, but also in some ways changing the conversation of how duelists can be utilized. People constantly talking about utility and the way you can kind of see the map and change the circumstances for yourself. How do you feel as you think back on what you just put out in front of the world by yourself?
Can I add to this something?
Please do.
Everybody knows, like Zeek has been like insane on LANs. He's been performing extremely well. Online, LAN doesn't matter for him. His fragging potential is just up the roof, but also people don't know about it in our team. Zeek is mostly, like he's the guy who's pushing us through, like through the hard situations. This series, like we're losing Fracture like 1-11, and Zeek is the guy who's, like he's the first guy to say, like guys, like focus the fuck up. Like this is the world championship. I really wanted to add that because that's just something that like might just not show up, like in the games.
Well, let me get your reaction to that.
What can I say, man? BONECOLD. He said the truth. He said the truth. I'm trying my best today after that horrible fracture. I was the first one to just run out. Hit the guys. Guys, focus doesn't matter. We forget about this map. We're going. It's our playground. The next two maps are our playground, and you see, we did it. We kept our mental strong. I don't know if that was my part. Of course, it's not only me. Everybody here just, stepped up. It's not. I just helped them a little bit, as always. But it doesn't matter, guys. We are world champions. I need a while to process all of this. I'm gonna probably go.
You get a little break now.
The team's gonna go from my eyes.
Hopefully, I guess I should ask your coach if you get a break. I probably shouldn't tell you that you get a break, but I would imagine that you do. It was an incredible performance. NBS, I'm not gonna leave here without asking you a question as well, and I want to ask you the final question. It's been a long 12 months. A lot of work, as these guys have talked about, being put into this season that culminates in you being the first ever world champions in VALORANT. When you reflect back on that and you think about what not just you six, but the entire organization has accomplished in this year, what makes you the most proud?
Honestly, just the involvement of the team and how everyone likes the game and each other, When we built the team back in January, nobody really expected much. Maybe, top 8 in Europe or something, but everyone, we surprised ourselves when we won Masters 1. That's truth, But then, back then, I saw the potential and how far we can go. And honestly, these guys, I quite often when we practice, I feel like a zookeeper, They're super young, they're all over the place, the potential is bursting everywhere. I just need to keep them under control and, keep the bus going straight. Not all kinds of directions.
Stay in the bus, guys. Stay in the bus.
Stay in the bus.
It's true. We are a bunch of animals.
We're doing well, and I think the progress shows. I feel like our preparation was also good. I feel like we focused on the right things that needed to be focused. We didn't dive too deep into strats and all that. We keep our play style, which is super adaptive. We adapt to what we see. We evolve. We play every game different. And during the year, honestly, big thank you to our organization, and especially the MVP of all year is our mental coach.
Thomas!
I honestly think a lot of people are still underestimating the power of that. Good mental coach is what you guys need. It's insane, and I think everyone in the team will agree.
Yep. Well, I love that, calling out the mental coach, keeping the wheels straight as the head coach as well, from thinking maybe top 8 all the way to world champs. Gents, I want to congratulate you one more time on doing what no other team has done before, for kicking off the
Thank you,
first
guys.
year of
Thank you so
Valorant as
much.
the world champions. One more time, grab that trophy, lift it up into the air. Ladies and
Mike's on the
gents,
ground.
as we've crowned our first ever Valorant champions, we're going to take a look back and celebrate the end of the 2021 Valorant esports year by looking at the Prime Gaming post-match highlights. Ascend!